Hello, you're welcome. You're welcome onto my channel today, and it gives me great joy to observe you are viewing this video. I'm Dr. Olayinka Akwale. I'm a sociologist, I'm a researcher, I'm a lecturer in the university. On this channel, I do a number of stuff, but all the stuff I do, you can easily cluster them into four: sociology, research, relationship, and migration. And on my channel, I have playlists on these four areas. So you can view all my videos on sociology, you can view all my videos on research, you can view all my videos on relationship and migration. So the video you are viewing now is on sociology, and you can view all my related videos in sociology playlist. Meanwhile, have you subscribed to this channel? If not, kindly go ahead and tap the subscribe button on your screen right now to subscribe. Click the subscribe button on your screen right now to subscribe. And if you have subscribed previously, thank you very much for staying tuned. The video today is very important to me. I like this theory so much. I've used it a number of times, and in fact, I recommend it to my students all the time. I'm not saying it's the only theory. I'm not saying it's the best theory. Please don't get it mixed up. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's one of the theories I love so much. And I have so many videos on theories on this channel you can view. So the title of this video is Social Constructionism, or Theory of Social Construction. Social constructionism, or theory of social construction. Welcome to social constructionism. Let's take this intellectual journey together in this video. You're welcome once again. So this theory is generally known as the theory of knowledge. In sociology, this theory just wants to give us how does knowledge emerge in terms of how people see society. Don't forget, theories are what? Explanatory framework in order to explain human behavior for us in sociology. Theories just want to explain. So this theory wants to explain how knowledge emerges in society, in the social system. So it's commonly known as theory of knowledge, but the name is social constructionism. And this theory, who are the propaganders of this theory? It's a jointly developed propaganda theory. You have P.L. Berger, and T. Lockman. In their book in 1966, they wrote this book on the social construction of reality. The social construction of reality. That's the title of the book. They published the book in 1966. And this theory remains one of the most influential books in sociology and even in social sciences, because other social sciences also use social constructionism. So this theory did not just emerge in a vacuum. Like I've always said in my theory classes and in my videos, most of these theories are in conversation with some other previous theories. They're looking at gaps in some previous theories, and they want to explain these gaps and cover these gaps in their own theories. So they start by engaging with the previous theories before they can now propagate their own theory. So these theories will find it's like a conversation, with the works of Karl Marx, the works of Emile Durkheim, the works of George Herbert Mead, symbolic interactionism. So there's a video on symbolic interactionism on this channel you have to view. So this social constructionism, or theory of social construction, benefited a lot by standing on the shoulders of giants in social theory. So particularly symbolic interactionism, they benefited a lot in engaging with. So what is the basic proposition of this theory? That is, anything you see in society, any social reality, is based on interpretations that people give to it. Shared interpretation. That is, when you look at the issues like characteristics like biological makeup, elements, or even elements like human behavior, or anything you see in society, and they say this is good, this is bad, this is that. All social realities are consequences, they are outcomes of human interpretations based on their cultural existences, historical existences, political existences. The history of people, their culture, their traditions, their values, their norms affect how they see things. It determines how they perceive things. So these cultural elements, historical elements, political elements, institutional elements, values, norms within a society affect how people perceive things, affect how people construct things, perceive how people judge things. For example, when you look at gender, you look at color, you look at sexuality, you look at sex, anything you look at is a function of how people perceive such things within their cultural domains. So culture plays a lot of roles. History of the people plays a lot of roles. Their norms, their values, traditions play a lot of roles in how they define things, in how they perceive things, in how they judge things. And once there is shared assumptions, this shared assumption of people, you remember in social action and interaction, web of networks. Once people in a society share the same assumption about a particular thing, even gender, for example, say male is better than female, female is better than female, LGBTQ are like this, are like that. It's a function of their culture, their cultural ideology, historical ideology. That is what will determine how they see things. And this is very important. According to social constructionism, nothing is objective. Nothing is real except the way people interpret them, the way they see them. Nothing is neutral. Nothing is final. Nothing is sure. Nothing is certain. Nothing is static. Nothing is immutable. Nothing is immutable. So it's a function of human interpretation. If you do that, you are looking at me, you are viewing this video, you are a function of interpretation. For example, look at your name. Sometimes we'll tell you that your names, or your name or your names are responding to a cultural specificity. Or the fact that you are you're in college, the fact that you are in university, the fact that you are married, the fact that you are not married is a function of how society, how people have constructed your existence. That's what is determining how you are living. I'm sorry, but that's the truth from social construction angle. So shared assumption, and that's why it's commonly said, once people define a thing as real, they are real in their consequences. That's social construction. That is how the people's definition of that situation is what makes it to be like that. It's what makes it to be real to people. But in reality, objectively, may not be real, but just based on interpretation. Why should somebody be married, for example? Why should somebody give birth, for example? Why should somebody study a degree, for example? It's just because the society has constructed such things to be valuable. So, and once people believe that, based on their shared assumption, this is real, then they are real in their consequences. And that means nothing is necessarily correct. So what the reality may not be necessarily correct or real, but people just have shared meaning and they have taken it to be like that. And because they have taken it to be like that, they are like that. That's what it means, and we have to look at that. So all things we see, they are results of social constructions. Social constructions, that's it. Anything you see in society, according to social constructionism, are based, everything is based on social construction. So historical construction, institutional construction, and people are socialized into this construction. Through socialization processes, norms and values are built into these social institutions, and as social institutions relate among themselves, they form structures, and people are socialized into these structures, and what they are socialized into is social construction, how they are supposed to define the world in which they will live. And this will affect their action and interaction and inactions. And their motives. This is very important. But still, constructions do change. That's why they say nothing is immutable. Everything can change. So social constructionism believes that constructions can also change. So let me tell you, there are about 6 assumptions of this theory. Number 1, knowledge is socially constructed. is a major assumption. Number two, language is central to social constructionism. People communicate language. They communicate through language. And language is central to social construction. And knowledge is construction, and this construction is politically driven sometimes. Politics play a lot of role through what Gramsci called ideological state apparatus. So politics can play a role. Social media influencers, politicians can pay them to influence people's thinking. Even television, when you watch CNN, Fox News, even Al Jazeera, they are politically motivated. What you see on Al Jazeera, for instance, on the same issue, will be most likely different from what you see in CNN. What you see on CNN will be likely different from what you see on Fox News. On the same issue, you see some nuances, to show some biases. So knowledge is politically motivated, sometimes driven. And you see, knowledge is socially constructed, culturally constructed at the same time. And also, social construction, they change. They are not final, they are not eternal. And social constructions are not necessarily correct. They are not necessarily real in objective terms, but they have been constructed in that manner to be seen as real, and that's very important. So these are the basic assumptions. What are the criticisms? People, critics have said this theory does not have scientific base. It's a problem in terms of in scientific researches. Because scientific research, we believe that you can do it with your value in terms of detachment and begin to gather data as facts, that science can still give us objective knowledge, unlike the argument of social constructionism. Then it's anti-realism. For example, when you say nothing is real, that's anti-realism, because for realism, some things are real. So the problem of objectivity is also a major one. Social scientists believe that you can have objective knowledge depending on what you look at it, when you gather your data with the right methodology. And that's why I do video on research. If you follow some research processes, scientists believe that you can still have objective facts. But aside the criticism, I believe this theory also has some advantages. For example, in terms of cultural specificity, it's telling us the role of culture, role of institutions, role of structures. And as a sociologist, I believe these are very vital. People live their life and they act in a certain way because of their cultural embeddedness in terms of how they have been socialized. I believe cultural specificity is also very important. Looking at the culture and the role of people, how they see things and how they live life. The theory is also very dynamic. It's a dynamic theory because, it's also, after all said and done in terms of social constructionism, it's also telling us that construction can also change, which is very fine. And also, the fact that it's a very relevant theory, very relevant as far as I'm concerned, based on my application of this theory. And people in society construct things. And this theory allows us to know how to live our life better, to know that some of the things we run after are mere constructions, are not objective. Nice theory. Kindly subscribe to this channel by tapping subscribe and share this video as well as possible. See all my other videos on sociological theories and social theories in the playlist on sociology. Bye for now.